Axim Fringe Solutions Group knows that government contracting is a bottom line business. Contractors either turn a profit on the bids that they win or they become former contractors. Because we know this, all of our innovative benefit solutions are meant to first impact a contractor's bottom line and then go farther than that. So give us a chance in this case study to show you just how much Axim Fringe Solutions Group can save you on a contract. And we didn't just want to give some phony baloney example of a solution. So we took an actual bid that we helped win for an actual client and are going to use that as our example. So the savings you're about to see are real dollars saved by letting Axim Fringe Solutions Group manage a contractor's fringe benefits on a contract. So to best understand this case study, you have to recognize that contractors really only have three choices when it comes to managing their fringe benefits. First, they can do so internally themselves, but that often leads to a lot of inaccuracies, especially in regard to the government. Second, big insurance firms often offer compliance as part of their package. Unfortunately, they're usually pretty high-priced solutions and are cookie cutter, and contractors know that every contract and every contractor can be different. Lastly, you could partner with Axim Fringe Solutions Group. The reason we're different from the other two is that we're the only one tailor-designed for government contracting. Axim's entire business model is based on government contracting, and because of that, we can offer solutions that no one else can match, like guaranteeing compliance or will pay the fine. We also count as a set-aside credit, understand the complications that ACA will have on government contracting, and created our own plan of premium benefits that can be paid for by government fringes. But at the start, I talked about how contracting is a bottom line business. So let's get down at looking at the impact Axim can make on your contracts. This particular service contract was for power plant maintenance in a couple of different locations in Washington State and the state of Ohio. $5 to $8 million was the range on the contract price, and 21 contractors submitted acceptable bids. Our clients, using their years of experience in the field and research on the job, calculated the number of employees, hours, hourly rate, and fringe rate they needed to come up with a total labor price. But it's here where contractors often try to skimp and save to get a contract, and we advise that you leave your labor price alone and find a different way to get competitive on a bid. Instead of trying to squeeze profitability out of a low labor bid, attack the office costs instead. If Axim FSG takes over your labor compliance, then the cost for that comes out of the fringe benefits, just like healthcare and 401k costs come out. Therefore, someone in your office no longer has to be paid to track that compliance on that contract. In this particular situation, it saved our client over $66,000 on the contract and freed up their office staff to work on other things. The second advantage that Axim offers can be found in the fringe benefits themselves. If you're paying a big firm or agency to administer your fringe benefits, then 12% on average of your benefits goes to the commissions for those companies, compared to Axim's $40 per worker per month. As you can see, in just 1 year of this contract, Axim's costs are less than half of what our competitors are, saving the contractor over $50,000 in fringe benefits in 1 year alone. And while that money does not go back in the contractor's pocket, it does go to his or her employees in the form of benefits, maximizing the fringe spend. The third advantage we were able to offer our client had to do with cash fringes. See, they were still offering cash in lieu of fringe benefits to many of their employees, which increases their tax burden and adds extra expense. By converting those employees to real benefits, we lowered that tax burden by almost $100,000 and provided significantly better benefits to their employees. I know a lot of contractors who might be skeptical that we were able to change employees from cash fringes to regular benefits, but that's because they don't know about the Contractor's Choice Plan. See, Axim designed a revolutionary plan that allows premium benefits to be paid for by fringes for the first time ever. Benefits like life, disability, and TRICARE supplements can now be paid for with government fringes, allowing a diverse benefits package to come from government fringes for the first time ever. We were able to have a huge impact on the profitability of this client. We were able to reduce labor pricing by 2.3%, allowing them to get the contract without having to sacrifice the quality or profitability of the work. In addition, we were able to add $50,000 of benefits back into employees' lives by changing how they administer their fringe benefits, and lowered the company's tax burden by almost $100,000 by switching their employees to premium benefits paid for by fringes instead of paying cash. In a bottom-line business like government contracting, Axim is the type of partner you can't afford to leave off of a contract. However, Those aren't the only advantages a contractor gains by partnering with us. We have other solutions to deepen both your revenue and the value of your benefits. See, Axim FSG is actually a service-disabled veteran-owned small business set-aside eligible government contractor, meaning if there's a contract with an SDVOSB set-aside, we can provide a unique advantage. See, our fees, as I mentioned before, are paid for out of Fringes, but since we're eligible for the set-aside, you can pay for us out of your Fringes and simultaneously get credit for your set-aside, paying an expense once but essentially getting credit for it twice. This can almost act as an additional stream of revenue or savings on your contract, so we can provide an extra advantage to any SDVOSB eligible contract. If our client had brought us a contract with an SDVOSB eligibility on it, we would have been able to add $43,000 onto the profitability and/or savings, which is piled on top of the $100,000 we saved in tax burden from switching out of cash fringes, the $60,000 we saved in office costs by taking over their compliance, and the $50,000 we added back into the value of their fringe benefits. So the difference that Axim can provide on a contract could be the difference between a so-so contract and a profitable one, or a good contract and a great one. And as crazy as it may seem, you might end up spending more time worrying about what to do with the extra revenue than you used to spend worrying about whether or not you get the contract. We've created advantages that will allow you to leap ahead at best and final and take your mind off of whether or not you'll be able to land the contract. But now you'll have to decide whether or not to keep that extra revenue as profit or invest it in better staff and equipment to help you do a better job. Lastly, while a lot of things are judged on the bottom line, there are some things that are just more important than money. One of them is the peace of mind you'll get by knowing that you're safe in the face of a DOL audit. Not only do you have someone to step in and act on your behalf, but the fines that would be incurred if there were to be any wouldn't be your problem. In addition to that, it's our job to stay up on the latest DOL changes, so you don't have to worry about being behind the times. It's our job to stay ahead of them. And lastly, you'll be able to give better benefits to your employees, which not only make them more productive, but more likely to stay with your company. Honestly, sometimes when we explain all of our advantages to a contractor, they have a little trouble believing it. And that's not hard to understand. A no-cost solution that's going to improve profitability can be a leap of faith for someone in the contracting industry. So we don't ask that you believe all the advantages we presented here today. What we do ask is this. Next time you have a bid that you absolutely want, or a rebid that you can't lose, or a best and final that you have to walk away with that bid, give us a call and give us a chance to show you how much of an impact we can make on that contract. And with that in mind, Axim Fringe Solutions Group would like to thank you for watching our case study on the impact we can have on a contract. If you have any questions about the information presented here today, or would like to contact us to learn more about contract profitability, use any of the methods below to find out how we can provide an advantage for your government contracting business. Thank you again for your time and attention, and have a wonderful day.